Hey, what's going on, Geminis? Butch here. I'm going to do your 1 week read. It is a general read, so it may not resonate with everyone. It is for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and your Venus. For all you cross watchers, roles can be reversed. Always feel free to comment down below. I'm gonna be using the Tarot of Dreams. And with all that being said, let's get it. Universe, what do we have for Geminis? For Geminis. All right, Geminis. So the first thing that I'm seeing, Geminis, is I feel like there's an energy around you. Now, this is someone that you already know. But I feel like with this person, I feel like you feel left in the dark a lot. You feel like there's always something that they're not telling you. And I feel like when you get to that point, when it's just about, it feels like they're about to tell you something, they're always holding back. There's a very stubborn energy from this person. And I feel like it gives you a lot of anxiety. It's almost like, how can you commit to something if you don't know what you're committing to? It's like they expect something from you without giving you something. I feel like it gives you a lot of anxiety, a lot of late nights not being able to sleep. I find from my knowledge of Geminis, which is, extensive, Geminis don't like to be in the dark. They need communication. Even if you show them emotions, even if you show what you feel like you're showing them enough, you're not. I mean, you gotta put a voice to it. And if you don't give them, that voice, then it's almost like they have to conjure that themselves. And with this person, it's exactly how I see it, is the fact that, that feeling of feeling defeated. Feeling like you want more, but why should you give more if you're not getting any? If this person can't talk to you, then why are you wasting your time? I feel like you have a very strong connection with this person, and that's why I feel like you give them the benefit of the doubt sometimes, but I feel like sometimes that runs a little bit thin. I feel like they're holding back something from you, but you don't exactly know what it is because they're not communicating. Now, with this person, I feel like anytime you push away, they chase. And that's part of showing you how they feel, but not actually expressing it verbally. I feel like anytime you get some distance between this person, they always chase you. They always come after you. But why can't they be like that when you're with them or when you're around them? Like, why does it have to be you pushing them away to cause them to step up? It can get very confusing. Like I said, you have a deep connection with that Lover's card. You have a deep connection with this person, a connection that I feel like is unlike any other. But how far do you have to bend over for this person before they show up for you? Now, with this person, they know what they want. They want you. They only think about you. But I feel like with this person as well, is like I said, there's a very stubborn energy. I feel like there's a lot of, internal struggle within this person. I feel like their fear, it's partially fear of opening up themselves. But the other part of it is I feel like it's almost, they're afraid to open up. They're afraid to show true emotions. But there's also another part of that. I feel like this person, I feel like they show you more emotion than they've ever showed anybody. So it's almost like they feel like they're doing enough. And sometimes when we think we're doing enough, we continue to do that even though it's not really enough for the person that we're with. Enough for us may not be enough for someone else. I see someone that's very closed off emotionally. I feel like they don't express themselves. They don't talk about emotions. I feel like they're more of a, they show you how they feel by gifts or, just, acting a certain way around you, but that's not enough. Geminis are the communicators. They need communication. And that self-imposed prison isn't working. But like I said, this person truly does care about you. They truly do. They only think about you. They're very protective of you. With that Emperor. And I don't feel like this is something, I feel like the way you feel for them is the way they feel for you. They just have a different way of showing it. And that stubborn mentality of not changing is causing this conflict between the two of you. I mean, they're not walking away from this, but they're also, they don't seem to be moving forward as well. That's the thing with a relationship. You can't just go on what you think is enough. Sometimes you have to take in consideration what the person that you're with wants or what they need. But I see a lot of big changes coming with this. We have the Six of Swords. I feel like there's a lot of changes coming, and I feel like it's about damn time. I feel like what you've been waiting for is going to happen. And sometimes it feels like they're pushing you away. Sometimes it feels like they push harder just before they're about to break. And I feel like that's where we're at with this person. I feel like this person is about to break. I feel like this person is finally, ready to finally show up for you the way you need them to. And not the way they think they should, but the way that you need them to. We have the Tower card. Getting rid of the old, the things that don't work anymore. Sometimes when things aren't working, we have to change it up. It doesn't mean we have to change everything. It just means we have to change our approach. And that's what I mean. We have the Moon card as well, so I feel like this person is finally facing the truth. And like I said with the Tower card, sometimes we think things are working, but we get to a point when we know they're not working. Like, what I mean? I feel like this person's been a little bit delusional thinking this is working for both of you. And it gets to the point where it's almost like, this isn't working the way it's been going. So we need to do something differently. This person doesn't want to have any regrets. They don't want you to have any regrets. And I feel like the connection that you have with this person is to the point now where it's time to be honest. And I feel like that's where we're headed. We have the Queen of Swords. Very straightforward energy. Very straightforward is what you're going to get from this person. Now, I'm not saying this person is going to be like this all the time. They're always going to be straightforward, but I feel like they know they need to express themselves a little bit better. They need to make you feel a little bit more included in the conversation, because the hardest part being with someone that's stubborn is they don't even know it sometimes. I'm a Sagittarius. I can be very stubborn. When I get set in a way, I can be very stubborn. And sometimes I don't even realize I'm being stubborn. I just feel like I'm standing my ground. But like I said, if it's not working for both of you, then it can't work for both of you. If you're not giving them what they need, they're not getting what they need. You know what I mean? It's as simple as that. It sounds very simple, but in fact, when it comes to someone that's stubborn or someone that's set in their own ways, it's a big change. But I feel like it's a big change that's about to happen. I do see a lot of emotional fulfillment, and I do see a lot of more forward movement with this person. You know, filling your cups, moving forward, giving you what more of what you need is going to make you feel more whole, and you're going to give your connection more balance. You know, with that Sagittarius energy, the Temperance, and then like I said, it's going to make you stronger for it. You know, and I feel like all this is going to really, I feel like it's going to, I feel like it's going to shock you to know their true feelings, but I feel like it's not going to be that big a shock. You know what I mean? Like, when you first hear this, I feel like it's going to be like, okay, I didn't see that coming. But then when you think about it, I feel like it's going to make a lot more sense. Like I said, whenever you pull away from this person, they're always there to chase. They don't want you to go anywhere. They just haven't really been doing enough to keep you where you're at. And like I said, facing themselves with that Moon card, you know, seeing what they're doing wrong, getting rid of that old destructive ways that aren't productive, is what led them to being who they are. And like I said, sometimes we have to look at ourselves, take a deep look at ourselves, and realize that, you know, maybe something's enough for us, but if we're not doing enough for the person that we care about, do we deserve their energy? Do we deserve their time? And I feel like this person's finally seeing a different perspective. They're finally seeing your perspective. You know, and I see, like I said, I see a huge transformation coming with this person, because once they open up to you, I feel like once they feel safe, now this person's very confident, very sure of themselves from the outside, but I feel like they're not as sure on the inside. You know, I feel like they have their doubts, but the thing is, if we're not talking about it, then we're, you know, like with that self-imposed prison, a lot of times we take our, you know, our issues and we don't talk about it, so it never really gets fixed until one day we just wake up and we have so much resentment. But in this case, it's their fault because they're not expressing themselves properly. You know, we have a strong foundation with this person, and I feel like that foundation is going to be even stronger once they open up to you, once they feel comfortable. And that's the thing with someone that holds back how they feel. Once they start opening up and they get the right reaction, that's when they start opening up more. That's when they feel safe to open up more. You know, we got that four of Wands. You know, we also have the Sun card as well. A lot of happiness. Like I said, I feel like with this person, it's just a matter of being able to feel comfortable and opening up. You know, even the toughest of people have to show emotion to the people that mean the most to us. Like, you know, it makes me think of you know, my grandfather was probably 6'3", 6'4", big man. You know, he was a fisherman, a longshore fisherman. You know, he never really showed a lot of emotion. You know, with his friends, he always seemed like a tough guy. With us as kids, he always seemed like this tough man. But when he was around my grandmother, it was a different story. You know, that's when he got to show his true emotions. And sometimes we get caught up in that toxic masculinity where we can't show emotions. But if you can't show emotions to the person next to you and expect them to stay with you, you got a long fight ahead of you. But like I said, I do see this person finally realizing that what they're doing isn't working. So, you know, I do see them finally facing, you know, taking that look in the mirror and realizing this is what I want. I don't want to walk away from this. I don't want them to walk away from me. And in order to keep them, you know, I have to be real. I mean, the emotions are there. They just haven't expressed them. Now with this person, we have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. I mean, that Sagittarius energy could explain that stubbornness. You know, just because we feel something for someone doesn't mean they know it. And I feel like we kind of get hung up in that sometimes. You know, sometimes we think we're giving off enough. You know, sometimes we feel like we're doing enough. But it's not about whether we think we're doing enough. It's whether the person we're with feels like we're doing enough. You know, and if you can't be honest with the person you're with, then you need to take a look in the mirror. And I feel like that's what this person is doing. But like I said, I feel like this will surprise you. You know, it may come as a shock how much this person truly cares. And I feel like it's going to be shocking, you know, as it comes out. But I feel like when you really think about it, it might even be through your second listen of this. You know, when you really think about it, I feel like this is going to make a lot more sense than you expected. You know, just because we're with someone and we feel like, you know, people have different ways of expressing themselves. And it's fine if the person you're with is accepting the way you're expressing yourself, but if they're not, if it becomes an issue, then you need to reevaluate what you're doing. It's like anything else. If you're doing a job, you know, you're at work, you're doing something, and you're not getting the results you want, then you got to change the way you're doing it. But that's what I have for you. Be good. Take care. Stay safe.